What's up with it, King? What's up with it, Queen? Hey, it's your big bruh, Demont Pope, aka Mr. Purpose over Pointless Excuses. I appreciate you for taking time to check in. Listen, we got another great guest for you today. I can't wait to introduce her. But before I do, let me remind you that the purpose, right, of this episode, right, is to inspire future business owners who may want to do what we do, but who may be afraid to step out and take the risk. So without further delay, I want to introduce to some and present to others none other than TES, who I now know as TES. TES, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Demont, that's an introduction right there. Thank you, man. Thank you.
I'm grateful to have you. I'm grateful to have you. Thank you for taking time out your schedule. Come through, kick it with little old me. And we talking about purpose over here. All right. So that's the whole point. And I know you got a purpose, and I want you to share that purpose here and help inspire somebody else who may be tapping into their purpose. All right.
Gotcha.
So without further delay, first question I want to ask you is simple, right? Is okay, I know you, right? But the people don't know you. All right. So tell us who is TES, who I now know as TES, right? And tell us exactly what it is that you do.
So thank you for asking, Demont. Well, my name is Tess, and I'm from Decatur, Georgia. If anybody don't know, it's about 15 minutes away from Atlanta.
East side.
East side. East side. So that's where I'm from. And I am a motivational speaker. I'm now stepping into my purpose to make more impact. Because I know I'm just one person, but I wanted to create something that could just resonate for years and years to come. And I'm also the founder of the lifestyle brand Success Over Suicide. It holds a near and dear message to me. So I had to make sure I created a brand to let people know to choose yourself, choose anything that's trying to tear you down, rise above that. Yeah. Every single time. It's not easy. When you rock this shirt, oh man, it does so much for people to just look at it and realize, like, you know, I was thinking about something, but I seen that, and now I know I can rise above, or now I know just to keep going. So that's who I am.
I like that. I like that. I like that. All right. So now, motivational speaker, right? We know you're passionate about it. We know that the shirt, the brand it gives is not meant really for a fashion statement for yourself, but it's meant to give a purpose, right? Or give inspiration to those who see it. So every time they walk past you, they get to know, no matter how low it is, guess what? They can now know and see themselves arising above the suicide thoughts or the thoughts of depression or anything like that. I like it. I love it. All right. Now, next question, right? Simply this, right? Did you always want to be a motivational speaker? Like, did you always want to work with young people and inspire folks? Or is this something totally brand new for you, a whole new career path? Talk to me about that.
This is something that I've been doing without knowing that I've been doing the whole time. So I just made this decision about last year to actually go down this path professionally. But I took up being a yoga teacher. I started to go to yoga. Yoga was something like an introduction to me. I would be in class and the teacher would just be saying transformational things. And I'm able to get into poses that I was like, oh, y'all crazy though. But like, you know, you're around different people who can push you and make you think differently. It does something to you. So then I learn how to become a yoga teacher. Wow. And so I was speaking there, and then I was like, maybe I should do this on a broader level. And that's where speaking came in. But honestly, I've been looking for purpose. Like you said, in your brand, it's just, I've been looking for purpose for so long. So I just been all day, you know, I've really been looking for, I would go to the lake up the street from my house and just ask life, like, what is it I'm supposed to be doing?
Hold on, wait. You said you be going to the lake. Now listen, that's my thing. Like, I love bodies of water. Like, I ain't really, you know, I can't really lie and say I'm into the fisherman aspect of it, man. I don't really care to do the fishing or whatever. I just love being on the lake in the presence of the water, in the presence of nature, for the same reason why you just explained that. So I thought that was ironic. You're actually the first guest that I brought on here that said that, and you wasn't even asked. So that hit right here, it hit hard, it hit home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right? I wish I could say like I always knew, but I've been going to the water, just asking life, like, I know this ain't it, and like I need some type of sign, some type of something to let me know I'm on the right path. So I always just have been asking for my purpose. I did not know for a long long time. So now I feel like I'm stepping out of purpose. Like when I think about making a speech and when I do speak and I see somebody nod their head, when I see somebody stand up on their feet, and when I just see somebody just pass or overcome something mentally in their own life, I don't even have to know what it is, but you can just see it in people's eyes. So that's when I knew, okay, life, okay, we on the right track.
Wow, that's we talking about fulfillment, right? We talking about something that's intangible. Like you can't buy that feeling. Like money will make you feel good, right? Because of the potential of what you can buy and what you can do with it. But that confirmation of knowing that you living your purpose gave somebody else purpose. Like that's fulfillment. You can't buy that, and you can't replace that. So I'm glad you brought that up. That's very, very, very important, because a lot of us, we get into business, entrepreneurships, jobs, whatever. We get into it for one purpose. That's just money, right? But that's not enough to keep you enough. It's not enough to sustain you, because guess what? When the money ain't enough, and then you frustrated, and then you hating what you're doing, and then it's pointless, right? Since I am Mr. Purpose over pointless excuses, right? It's pointless because nobody is benefiting from your work. You're not benefiting it. You frustrated. The job don't like you there, but they can't quite yet fire you, and you can't quite yet quit. It's just a bad situation for everybody involved, right? So when you can do something that's aligned with your purpose, right? Do something that you can find fulfillment in. I think that's major, and I'm glad you brought that up. And that's exactly why I'm doing what I do. You know what I mean? It ain't that I necessarily love being in front of the camera, because truth be told, I don't really like being in front of the camera. I don't really like being on stage in front of people, but it's the purpose that drives me to look beyond, right? What I want to do or my comfort zone in order to be a benefit, a blessing, a value to somebody else, Tess. So shout out to you. I like the way this interview is going already. It's different. So now let me ask you this, because we talking about success, right? You wearing the shirt, you got success over suicide, right? I'm rocking my brand purpose over pointless excuses, right? And we talking this purpose talk, right? Because that's what we here for. But we need to let the people know in transparency that it's going to be challenges. It's going to be failures. It's going to be obstacles. It's going to be opposition, right? Because for us to sit here and lie and say everything going to be all good, because it's like, man, I done had thoughts where I'm like, oh man, listen, I done made a mistake. I should have kept that comfortable 9 to 5. I should have kept that little salary, even though, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't paying me what I felt like I was worth. It was paying me something, and I ain't had to deal with all this. You understand what I'm saying? So talk to me right now about the biggest challenge you're facing. And how are you handling it? Like, how are you tackling that challenge right now?
Oh man, excellent question. So I have two parts to the question. I have two answers. One, it was something when I decided to speak into my purpose and live in my purpose and walk in my purpose every single day, join the Speakers Academy, actually making actions towards what makes me feel good, things start to shift. Yeah. Things started to really just like, it's hard to really keep up. But one of the things, the first answer is I lost my granny. And that was my best friend. That was somebody who has been with me. And I hate that she would never be able to see me on stage, man. So that really hurt me. That was actually the day before the conference. It was crazy. Literally, as soon as I decided to go to the conference, things just started to change for me. But I still decided to keep moving. And I went to the conference. So that was something. I'm still dealing with that every single day. You know what I mean? But I know Jeremy talks about, when you're ready to receive more, there's certain things that are going to be removed, certain people that have to be removed, good or bad, regardless, you know what I mean? So we can make room for things, because she was very sickly, being a part of the Black community, diabetes, all the things, you know what I mean? So I'm glad my granny is not in pain anymore. So that's what's keeping me going. Like you mentioned, it's bigger than me. I could want my granny around, but to know she had to take 14 medications before she got out of bed, I don't want her around like that. So sort of kind of having that mindset that is bigger than me. And the second part of that is being an entrepreneur. Like I have several businesses before I was a speaker, but one thing I had to just let go of my trucking business. I'm going to try to restart it once I'm back, once I'm a conglomerate myself. But I recently just had to let go of my driver, recently had to just step away from that and focus on speaking. And that was hard for me. My pride, like, oh no, I gotta let my employee go. He probably going, all these things. But now I can focus on me. Because even when we were speaking in Mexico, one of the first time I spoke on stage, my phone was ringing and it was him. It's like, the truck is in the shop. It's, I couldn't ever be one place. So as far as now, I'm learning how to accept those things that were removed from me and literally focus on my purpose. You know what I mean? No more pointless excuses, because it was tough. You know what I mean? It was terrible. I'm trying to write a speech. He calling me. I can't. It's a lot going on. So now I can just focus on me. So that's what I see it as. I see it at everything that was removed allows me to just focus on this.
Wow. I love it. And I like the fact that you pointed out, man, that it wasn't an easy transition from trucking into this. But sometimes when you pursue your purpose, when you pursue something for a reason bigger than you got to step aside, or you got to set aside some things that are comfortable and nurturing to you. You got to basically step out into the unknown. And that's pretty much what you did. You did my equivalent, which would be walking away from a guaranteed salary that was sufficient enough to take care of my family and take care of my bills and all of my obligations, but it still wasn't satisfactory enough for me to be comfortable. So it was just a lot. So me walking away from that comfort to step out into the unknown of not knowing when the next paycheck is coming and literally having to create income, and not just for me, but create income for others. As you talked about, having an employee, meaning that you were an employer, business owner, and entrepreneurship. That's what we're talking about, purpose, right? To be able to help somebody else, not just yourself. So letting that go, not only took away from you, but it also took away from someone else being able to provide for their family. So, but you did it all in an effort for a greater good. And I get that. And we want people to understand too, that sometimes the choices aren't going to be easy. Sometimes you can't just go and ask somebody, hey, what should I do? Sometimes the answer has to come from within, because after all, is your purpose, is your success. And with that being said, Tess, we're going to drop to the next question real quick. Tell me the three most influential people, right, in your life and how they have impacted you. Yeah.
Well, I definitely have to give the first person, that's my granny that I just mentioned, rest her soul. She taught me the beauty of listening. She taught me the beauty that you could learn from anybody. She said, baby, it don't matter how old somebody is or how young somebody is, you can always learn from them. She always told me that. And I go out and now I understand respect. Like, I didn't know, my granny was the type of person, don't touch my walls, keep your hand on my wall. It's like, it was respect that's in the day, especially now that I'm growing up and I see these kids, I'm like, whoa, I could never, respectfully, literally, like, it's just, I knew granny was right there. So I learned respect from her. Like, I have this utmost respect for a lot of people. I try to give people their space. I listen to people and I don't judge people, because that's something that she never did. So she taught me that. My aunt, rest her soul, she's the reason why I created Success Over Suicide. She died by suicide. And that made me realize there's something going on out here. You know, when you get your college degree, you get the house, you get the car, you get married, you do all the things, there's still something missing. And so that made me go on the hunt for purpose. Like, what is it? Like, I know I'm in school, I got the job, here's the money, but I feel like I'm feeling empty. And so I didn't, something's just missing there. So she made me realize, okay, no matter what you do, past the money, past the things, are you happy? Even though she never said it, but just the act of her taking her life was just like, what is going on here? So that opened my eye up to that. And I would give the third person would definitely be my mom. She is my biggest cheerleader. I don't know if you had somebody who with you till the brakes fall off. That is my mom. It doesn't matter what is going on. She's always going to be the first person there to believe. And she's very selfless. And sometimes I'm like, why are you helping this person? But she's taught me how to be a person. I am the person I am because of my mom. So those three people, those three queens in my life are the reason why I am TES test today.
Come on now. So we got granny, right? We got mom, we got auntie, you know what I'm saying? We got family and it's relationships, you know what I'm saying? And it's value and they're for different reasons. They all hold a dear spot to you, and they're a part of your success. And we want you all to know, who are listening, who are viewing, to value the relationships that you have around you, because although, you know, they may not be saying what you want to hear right now, you may look up down the line and they may very well be the reason you are successful. So value those relationships. All right. Now, also too, another thing I want to talk about is that you are branding success over suicide. And I want to talk about the fact that that is very, very, very much needed, because we know suicide, is one of the leading causes of death for young people. And even myself struggling, having struggled with depression and suicidal thoughts, and actually attempting suicide multiple times. So, you know, it's something that's also near and dear to me. So if you're paying attention to this and you're watching this and you are going through a situation and you feeling some type of way, man, listen, we're here to let you know that guess what? You can succeed over suicide. And that's exactly why TES is here today. That's exactly why she is following her purpose, because you are wrapped into her purpose, right? You give her purpose, all right, by her fulfilling her purpose, right? And it creates balance for you and her and myself. So listen, again, if you're getting value from this, right, I want you to hit the notification bell, right? If you haven't subscribed already, I need you to hit subscribe. I need you to hit the thumbs up, hit the like, right? I need you to share it. I need you to do whatever you got to do to get the information in front of somebody, right? If you know somebody that can benefit from the information and the expertise that TES has, if you know anybody that can benefit from the information that I have, then please, by all means, share this information with them immediately. All right. Now that we know who the 3 most influential people are to you, TES, right? And we know how important they are to you. And a lot of us, we have some of those very same people, right? Who are influential to us. And some, they don't necessarily have the family support that a lot of us have, but we want to inspire you and encourage you to know that guess what? Just because the inspiration or the information may not be coming from those in your household, guess what? That doesn't mean that God hasn't sent somebody your way with what you need. All right. So pay attention to who is around you and pay attention to the needs, right, that you have. So you'll be surprised where they be met from, right? Now, again, all right, let's get back to it because I'm kind of rambling. All right, so let's get back to it. Now, TES, what's an insult that you've received that you're actually proud of? Like when they said it, or when they did it, or when you heard it, like, you know, I can't believe this. But now it's like, you know what? Right on. Show you right. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me about that. Yeah.
Right on, right on. Okay. Well, all right. I'm gonna take you back a few years ago, right? I remember
what we're gonna do here is go back. All right, cool. That's right.
We're gonna go back. Put your glasses on. We're just about to go back real quick. Right. A few years ago, I was working at an IT company, and I took a position, and the hours were crazy. I was working from 11 to like 9. So I would see the sun up, and it would be dark when I went in, dark when I went out. Yeah. So I was working a long shift on a Saturday. And even before that day, I heard a meeting from the CEO of the company. Somebody asked him, "What books do you read?" He gave a book. I was like, because I've always been intrigued with leadership. It's just this weird interest I've had. It's very strange. I'm just like, what is it that makes this person be able to lead all these people and then look calmer than everybody that they're leading? Like, how is this possible? So it was a big meeting, and he gave a book. And he gave us the title, and I was okay. I typed in Amazon and I bought it right then and there. So on this, let's see, a few days later, I'm working this long shift, 11 to 9. And when an engineer walked by, he see me. He was like, what's she reading? He comes closer to me, and he sees this a white man, because the book is called It's Your Ship. And it's about a Navy SEAL and how he navigated this Navy ship, all this intriguing things. I'm like, how am I interested in this book? Leadership, purpose. Right. So I'm reading the book on this long shift, and this engineer's like, why are you reading that book? It's not like you could ever lead anybody. There's a white man on that cover. There's no offense to my white people at all. I'm all about it. It's just as far as the story. Yeah. But that was his picture. And I'll never forget that day. I was just like, really? that was insulting. That here I am trying to read and elevate my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And all he could do, since he was a Black man, he just worked up under, a white man. It was just, he projected that on me. Wow. But after that, I realized that was when I began to understand how people project, how people let you know what their insecurities are. So he thought, oh, I'm never going to get around him. How are you going to get around him? So that right there just gave me my own purpose. Like, I wasn't even talking to him, but he just had to come say that to me. So at first I was very irritated with the insult. I felt like it was an insult, but now I'm learning it was a compliment. You know what I mean? The fact that somebody, he couldn't do anything but just try to knock me down. So it's like, you couldn't find nothing else to say. I probably had on a red hat with purple diamond. No, you couldn't even tell me I had a nice hat. You had to find something else. So, it's a compliment to know that I must be doing something right. Haters are your motivators. That's the truth. That's how you're doing something right. You know what I mean? Somebody got something to say. Somebody commenting. Somebody has taken the time to look at you long enough to create a thought and then say it to you. You're interesting. You're winning. So that's when I began to understand that, like, oh, I got it. I'm making people mad without even trying. Mm-hmm. So that was it.
Just by existing.
Yeah.
Right. They mad. You know what I mean? Trying to elevate your mind, mad because you trying to be educated. And that's an issue too. So I'm glad you pointed that out, because listen, don't be surprised, right, when people start looking at you funny because you're starting to grow and mature and become more knowledgeable about yourself, your purpose, right, and why you were created and why you were given the gifts and talents and abilities that you have. Like, don't be surprised when people start thinking, like in TES' case, like, look, I can't do no better. You can't do no better either. Listen, don't listen to them. Remember, you have a purpose. Remember, purpose looks good on you. And remember, we're pursuing purpose over pointless excuses. So because they can't do it, that's a pointless excuse, right? So don't let them make their ceiling your ceiling, because perhaps their ceiling could very well just be your floor. You understand what I'm saying? And I know some of y'all missed that, so I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm gonna run it back. I said, listen, don't let them put their ceiling on you, right? Because it's their limitation, it's their maximum capacity, right? Don't let them put their ceiling on you, because their ceiling could very well be your floor. In other words, their ending, their maximum capacity could very well be your beginning, right? So don't let them put their limitations on you. All right, come on with it, Tess. Listen, look, before we get ready to get up out of here, before we wrap it up with the next question or whatever we're going to do, let's stop, let the people know right now, right, where they can find you, like all your social media handles, your website information, like what you got coming up, what you got going on. Let us know all of that right quick.
So boom, here it is. My website is TESspeaks.com. So that's TESSPEAKS.com. And my Instagram and my Twitter and my TikTok, I'm trying to, I ain't dancing yet, but we on TikTok, with it. We're gonna get on there. But my TikTok is TES_speaks, SPEKES. So yes, find me, follow me, subscribe. I got a YouTube as well. I'm so happy to even be on here with Demont. Oh my goodness. this is blowing me away.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Listen. So now you know where to find Tess. All right, you know where to find Tess Speaks. You know what's going on with it. All right, now look. We ain't finished. We ain't done. Remember, if you're getting value from this, I need you to hit subscribe. I need you to hit the thumbs up, like it, hit the little notification bell, right? I need you to share it, send it to somebody, save it for watch later, put it in your playlist. I don't care what you do. Do whatever you got to do to make sure you digest this information, because it's all about purpose. I'm trying to let you know that purpose looks good on you. Tess is trying to let you know that you can succeed over suicide, over depression, over adversity, over any obstacles. That's what we here to let you know. All right. Now, all right, let me ease up a little bit because I feel a little energy coming on right quick. Listen, this ain't about me. It's about Tess. So let me get back over there with it, Tess. Let me get back over there with it. Check it out. Listen, for that one person, right, that's starting out in your industry, right, in my industry too, right, who want to be a motivational speaker or who want to inspire somebody with their words, right, who want to use their struggles, right, their pain, their heartache, right, who want to use all of that right? Their embarrassment, their shame, who want to use all of that for something good, right? Like, what would you say to that person that's just starting out in your particular industry?
So I saw somebody recently say this. It's your pain is your purpose. Anything that you have gone through, anything that you're going through, anything to get over, if you lost somebody, you're dealing with some tough decision or some tough situation, that pain, it can be, oh man, that's an amazing story. First of all, when's the last time you watched any story and it was just the main character was just like this the whole time? Yeah. You know what I mean? People go through ups and downs, and you're the main character of your own life. And so everything that you're going through, you have to realize that's purpose right there. You know, for a long time, I didn't understand why I felt like this, why I felt like something was missing. And even after losing my granny, but this is my first year in my purpose. Now I know, okay, I feel like I'm on the right track. Something about this pain, because I ain't never felt no pain like that. Come on. But I'm on the same vein in my purpose. You understand? So it's important for people to understand what they're going through. Let it navigate you to the answers to all those questions that you have. It has an answer for you, even if you don't hear it in the sky or, you know, hear it whenever you are. It's in your heart, you know? So we got to make sure we know how to use our pain. And last thing I would say is make sure you're your own cheerleader. You gotta be your own cheerleader, all right? I had to realize I worked ever since the virus and everything. I don't go to like the gym or yoga studios like I used to. I just been in my own workouts at home. And I'm used to everybody being next to me, Matt sliding out to me. You're like, yeah, but you gotta learn how to be your own echo. You gotta learn how to be all those people in that room for yourself, cheering you on, no matter what's going on. You know what I mean? Because even now trying to get into these schools, I'm driving, I'm hungry, I'm tired, but I'm still cheering myself on. Like, ain't nobody in that car with me. Yeah. So, you know, it's important for you to, no matter what's going on, you gotta be that one voice in your head telling you that you can do this, you can make it. Even if you got a voice of doubt, you know, Kevin says, doubt your self-doubt, you know, doubt your doubt. Yeah. We gotta have that. We gotta have a bigger voice. So you can have all these negative thoughts. Okay, they can pass, but let's make sure the last thought is a positive one, you know, towards your purpose. So that's something I would tell anybody, entrepreneur, a speaker, you gotta make sure you understand how to navigate your pain. Yeah. And I'm telling you, it'll just give you so much, just fire. You know what I mean? And making sure you cheer yourself on no matter what. Okay. Because it's going to be some days. It's going to be some days. So those are the two things I would say.
Know that it's going to be some days. Know it's going to be some days. Like, don't even let us sit up here and act or play. Like, it's going to be some days that you're going to feel like, why did I start this journey? But remember, it's a journey. It's a marathon. It's not a relay. It's not a race. Like, it's a marathon. Like, you don't do it to get to the finish line. You do it for the experience, right? So, listen, Tess, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. Listen, man, thank you all for staying with us the whole time, kicking it with us. Listen, man, just know it's your big bruh, Demont Pope, right? That's your big sis, Tess at Tess Speaks. Now, remember that. All right. And look, man, we talking about purpose. It's purpose over pointless excuses. You already know me. Y'all already know what's up with me. We'll be back next week. Until then, y'all hold it up. Yeah.